What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an all-new Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 with our Soviet Union World Conquest. We are definitely pushing all across Europe, and of course, all through Asia. One thing I want to point out is obviously we are in the middle of not only one, but two different wars. One against the Axis, which is all, at most, pretty much capitulated. And of course the Allies. Now that we have taken Norway, our number one priority is to build up a lot of our radar stations. We've already got a level 2 radar station. Building our way up to a level 4, and we are researching level 5 radar stations. We are on the 25th of September, 1943, and we are definitely working on improving our force rotation, giving us a lot of additional air doctrines. Will certainly make our Air Force a heck of a lot more powerful. Now, one other thing I do want to point out is, yes, we are in kind of a bit of a pickle. We are not only lacking a bunch of infantry equipment, but also support equipment. Now, it says it's only going to take about 52 days and 24 days. Wow. So, ultimately, where we stand, I don't necessarily plan on, I might build more infantry from time to time, whether, of course, they're my very weak coastal division units that actually have engineering companies and military police, but it's nothing compared to a 4 division unit compared to a, I don't even know what this is, 20 division unit, 5, 10, 50, yep, 20. And also anti-tanks do cost money as well. Not necessarily money, but production cost. So anyway, where we stand, we're not really going to be focusing on too much more completion of military factories. And the reason why is as we begin to conquer more and more, ultimately, we're running out of resources. And we already lack negative 67 steel. I can always build rubber factories to get more, synthetic oil factories to get more rubber. But we might have to go ahead and switch up our production sometime soon. I actually, 90 days until we unlock the synthetic oil experiments. Now, unfortunately, like I keep saying almost every episode, I believe in about 2 or 3 weeks. Today is November the 12th, and actually I don't even know if this YouTube series has even gone live yet. But I believe in like 2 or 3 weeks they're going to have November the 12th, 2017. Now, I believe in like 2 or 3 weeks they're going to have a new DLC where basically you can actually improve synthetic rubber, which would be absolutely amazing, but sadly it hasn't been released yet. And there's going to be a variety of other improvements as well. So let's let the game tick on by here. Force rotation has been unlocked. So now we have better interception. I am looking around. It would be pretty amazing to go ahead and obviously get better tactical bombers, but I think our number one priority, though we are a little bit ahead of time, is to start researching better fighters. And the reason why is they're going to have a lot more range. We have a range of 1,000 versus 1,200. And ultimately, I get that it's only about 20% more, but I am going to be putting a bunch of air experience into the range, and ultimately I think we're going to be treated very, very well. Alright, so every day that goes and passes on by, I actually want to go ahead and build up some land forts. In this particular province, because it's a chokehold, you need to actually be put here and just play defensive for now. And so all we're going to be doing is we will take Alexandria in time. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. And now that we're going to have a chokehold, on this region, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue at all. And I feel like, securing the Suez is going to prevent the Allied forces from marching on through. And then so now that we own the Suez, we'll eventually send Marines, which we actually haven't even built yet, take the island of Cyprus, take Crete. We've already taken Rhodes and the Aegean Isles, but eventually I'll take Malta, Sicily, Corsica, Sardinia, and the Baleares. Looking at our free military factories, I honestly don't know what to buy anymore. I'm lacking rubber. I'm lacking steel. I don't even know what to build. I guess what I'll do is I'll start working on support equipment all the way across the board. Yes, I understand that I need steel, but maybe if I get a surplus of support equipment, I'll never have to necessarily worry about it again. Now, I don't know if that's good thinking. I don't know if, it's a viable option. But let's take another glance. We are now down negative 46,000 weapons, and it says it's only going to be about 19 days until we actually have a you know, a surplus. And I feel like I'm going to be waiting, you know, wow, because we're on speed 5, this is going quickly. Because we're, you know, going so fast and we're entering into winter, I might even go ahead and just hold out for about 1 or 2 months with the idea of waiting for about 50,000 excess weapons. Now, I don't know if that's a viable option. Looks like we are finally taking the rest of Cairo. And speaking of Cairo, all of these areas need to be given some military police. I see that we are producing an unlimited amount, so I'm happy about that. You are going to join this white group, and you are going to move into Syria, Lebanon, Israel. What is this? Jordan. Wow, awkward. How to offend people 101. Where are my 19 troops? My 24 troops, here they are. So now that we actually own Alexandria and Cairo, surprisingly enough, we can keep moving on down, but I don't think so. So once again, the idea is to basically send in our military police to one garrison the area. Why are you not garrisoned? It says you're garrisoned, and it says we've got a troop coming all the way from the middle of Russia and Mongolia. So that's going to take some time. But ultimately, now that we actually own, I know I keep saying this over and over again, but now that we have ownership of the canal, I don't think we're going to be in much of an issue. Let's actually take 2 of these people and put you on this province as well. And are you guarding our ports? No, you are not. It says I need 78 troops, and I have 72, so more will be coming, and I'm actually going to remove this location. Still working on getting some heavy tanks. In fact, I don't think we're going to be getting them anytime soon. 808 days. Alright, we are now on the 16th of October. Wow. Oh, that's, you know why? We just pumped out a bunch of military police, so that's why that went the opposite direction. Alright, is there anything we can do? We are building up some of those forts. We are actually building up those radar stations, getting a better foothold on the region. And I feel like, alright, people are capitulating, and we are actually still using up a lot of equipment over in China. Is this a naval invasion? I hope not. Let's take one of these guys and move them on down. In fact, I guess I clicked this region by accident. So eventually I am going to be throwing on some of these green units as well. I just don't seem to have any available. Are they being... yeah, they're being produced. But let's actually put them on high equipment priority. And that's only because they don't necessarily need much equipment. So everything will be going fairly quickly. Alright, once we go on and we take over Siam and we take over Vietnam, we're going to have a bunch of excess rubber, which would be amazing. Now that we've got better excavation, a lot more steel should be being produced. I would like to get jet engines. I don't know if it's really a viable option right now. We don't really need better naval bombers. We would probably like better tactical bombers. But I need rubber. Still working on this T-54. It's going to save us a lot of steel. We're not in 1945. I could upgrade my infantry. I just don't... ooh, better mountaineers might be very useful. A lot more health. 1943. I think I found what we're going to be researching. And I'm also a little curious. If I take these mountaineers, can I conquer this region? I don't think it'll be much of an issue. I'm pressing shift. No, I'm not. Okay. I want to take the province of Hainan. And now we are working on building up a lot of our infrastructure. I see that we're still having some naval battles, but nothing much they can do. I would love to get level 5 radar. Obviously, level 5 radar pretty much everywhere would be very useful. And actually, in Tuscany, we were building up a radar station, but I guess they pushed back very diligently. I'm going to take all of these units. I don't even know who's here and who's not. But I am going to go ahead and... 48 troops, wow. I don't think they're going to... Italy is going to be setting up much of a defense. But once again, I do want to wait until I have roughly about 50,000 positive a surplus of infantry equipment. And every day that goes by, I get that we just had better excavation, so now we have we have a massive surplus of steel. But I think what's going to happen, though, is all of this production efficiency is just going to keep going up and up and up and up. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're using a lot of the equipment, but eventually we're going to have a massive surplus. Alright, we are annihilating most of China. Everybody else is still fighting, which I'm fine with. I would absolutely like to go ahead and put on more fighters. I don't really have any excess, and it's because I don't have rubber. And we can finally get rubber in 46 days. Can I trade with any nations that want to give me rubber? No. So I probably should have researched that a little bit sooner. And sadly, even though we have radar over Italy, we don't really have the planes to be able to secure our foothold. And I see that we are fighting. Who are we fighting? Pretty much some naval bombers, but nothing we can't handle. And we should have some... I see these are naval bombers, but there should be some carrier fighters. I saw some sort of unrest. I don't like that. If I research better military police, our military police would obviously be more effective. Alright, we've got about 500 army experience. In about 19 days, I'm finally going to be getting the modern tank. And here we go. We've got about 20,000 troops. Everybody looks like they are prepped and ready to go. And I think what I'm going to do is actually begin this conquest of Italy. We're supposedly going to be getting a lot of resources. I don't know where. I barely see any steel at all. All of the steel is inside France, which I would absolutely love to take. So let's take these troops. I don't see any type of horses, cavalry unit, military police. So let's go ahead and make our way to this river. It should be a fairly easy push. Fairly undefended as well. So once our radar station gets up and going, you know, we definitely should not be having any real issues. Got a lot of construction that needs to be repaired. Got a lot of people that need more military police. And you know what we could do? Is we could actually add on more cavalry units as well. So then everybody basically is already produced. You know, it makes our military units have more cavalry, so then they can do a little bit more. Okay, speaking of all of these conquests, I see that we are not aggressively executing these battle plans, so that needs to change. I would love to put some planes on Florence, but sadly, I don't know if there's really anything I could do. All of these icons are victories, so we are sinking submarines. Actually, quite a few of them. Let's go ahead and take a quick glance. Mostly victories. And I'm guessing I don't really see any actual losses. And, well, excuse me, there were obviously losses, but those were convoys. And it says that we had a battle and we were defeated. And Heraklion, I don't know where that is. I'm guessing it's inside Asia. Alright, we retook that province. We we're not at war with Portugal, so I'm not going to take that island. Do we want to go ahead and build up some radar stations down here? Yes, I do. So let's do that. I'm going to push that to the top. I wish that better infrastructure would give us better, you know, military police or, like, better grasps on the region, but sadly it does not. Are we out of weapons yet? No. We are definitely losing a lot of weapons as we are pushing through. The fall of Rome. Yep, definitely losing a lot of weapons. But I'm sure that now that we have Piedmont, we've unlocked a bunch of military factories, a bunch of steel. We have now unlocked the actual modern tanks, so that's pretty amazing as well. Do I want better decryption? Probably. But seeing as we're in 1944, I should probably start getting experimental rockets and then eventually into jet aircraft. And what's kind of cool is now that I actually have a lot of tungsten, I could probably start producing a lot of jet aircraft. I wonder if they still require rubber. They probably do. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, they require tungsten. Oh, wow. They don't require any oil. That's very odd. Well, I don't really need any oil, so I don't know what to say about that. Well, at least Rome is... Ooh, it was ours. I guess it was reconquered by Canada. Did we ever run out of weapons? No. Surprisingly enough, we are going the correct way. I see that the enemy is pushing. Rome has been reconquered again. I don't know by who. There it is, by me. So anyway, I see that Italy has finally capitulated. Germany has capitulated as well. We are about to take almost everything of Italy's. And we might as well march our way on down to Sicily. Now, I don't know if we are going to be able to because of the strait, but might as well try. Did all of my coastal defensive troops finally get produced? I think they did. Let's go ahead and put those back. All 24 of you will join this green group. And your new priority is to basically protect all of Italy. And yes, you do have some military presence with our military police, which is fantastic. You can, I don't know, I think all we need to do is worry about the coastline. Let's actually push our way down here as well. Still worrying about the coastline. I see that we have 106 troops. No, we have 96, and we need 121. So that obviously needs to change. Alright, I'm looking at the rest of the world. We're definitely doing quite well. I see that Free France has obviously been liberated. They have all adults serve, so they're not going to be lasting much longer. But if I could somehow take all of the steel... I mean, do I need any steel? Not really. Our production efficiency is skyrocketing. What I really want is that synthetic oil. And it's only going to be 5 more days. And I'm willing to bet that France is probably lacking weapons. Though I don't know for sure. I see no divisions. Why is this a thing? 9 division. Oh my goodness. I can't click any of these. What if I shift click? There we go. Because what I didn't want to do is click and drag. So you all are going to go here. Now we have 20 divisions. Yeah, if I clicked and dragged, I would have gotten the wrong units, and that's not really what I wanted to do. Alright, I have 41 units making their way down into Sicily. We have all of our radar dishes being constructed. Everything is essentially being repaired. Synthetic oil experiments have been unlocked, so we might as well find Moscow, which I guess is here, and start building about 5 let's do 7. 7 synthetic refineries, and the reason why I'm building so many is because our production queue just extends and extends. In fact, I could build probably 2 more. Now, these do take a very long time to produce. A civilian factory is roughly around 10,800 construction cost, whereas a synthetic refinery is around 13,000. So it is a little expensive. I wish there was something I could build to make it cheaper. Research slot is finally finished up. We are not in 1945, but we are in 1944. So maybe a better light cruiser might be incredibly useful. And you know what we never did? Is we never switched over to modern tank production. So let's do that now. Modern tank, modern tank. This is the pinnacle of our tank production. And what I already clicked it. What I want to do is maximize the armor, maximize the reliability, and put 1 into the weapons. So now we have 96% reliability and 1 into the engines. So ultimately, as I get more and more experience, I'm going to basically improve our speed, but I'm never going to improve anything else because speed does not necessarily change reliability. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright, so now that we are producing all of those, we are now producing 0 heavy tanks, so I guess what we're going to have to do is switch 1 over to modern, 1 over to modern. In fact, do we have enough? No. Still missing some heavy tanks, so let's go to modern tank and modern tank. And so just like that, we have a surplus. No, we still don't have a surplus of heavy tanks. So nothing I can do about that. I see that we're about to be naval invaded, but we are obviously defending what we can. All of these units, are they still on aggressive? Yes, they are. And very soon we're going to be taking southern Italy and Sicily. I want to take Cyprus when I can. I see that it is obviously being protected by one small unit. Now I'm curious, if I put... what if I did this? What if I did this? Low equipment priority. So that means all of our tanks are going to go here. And what I'm going to do now is try to do a naval invasion. Do I have a good... No, I don't have a good enough naval invasion. So what I need to do is in 5 days, I'll probably start researching better landing craft. And I'm going to be using all of these modern tanks as essentially this invasion force. Alright, now that we are fighting against France, it looks like they are holding the line. In fact, they might even be pushing. Are we out of weapons? Yes, so that is why. I wish I could go ahead and just halt certain areas. But we've still got a lot of people making their way on over. Once I take Italy, I think things are definitely going to swing in our way. Radar station still being constructed. And I guess I'm going to have to end this episode. So thank you all for joining me. Hope you all have an awesome day. I will see you in our next adventure.